I'm retired Brigadier General Mike Aguilar, the Executive Director for the Flying Leatherneck Historical Foundation. I want to thank all of you for coming out this afternoon with us, COVID aside, for this ceremony to recognize a very special Marine spouse. It's my pleasure as the Executive Director to be able to be part of this whole selection process, and I will tell you, I was just amazed with the submission that was given and everything that we do, as is the case with all our awardees that we've had in the past. And I'm so pleased to see that several of them are here with us today to help celebrate. It is challenging, or there are challenging times with the COVID, but we wanted to make sure that the foundation was able to pay special tribute in recognition of a special spouse that is named on behalf of a special spouse, Irene Ferguson, who is the wife of retired Major Glenn Ferguson, who established this award within the foundation. So the foundation is very pleased to be able, year after year, to continue with the recognition of this award and the spouses that have done so much to deserve it. Well, enough for me. What I'd like to do is turn it over to our chairman of the foundation, the Honorable Judge Vic Bianchini from the Superior Court, who will make some introductions. And we're going to turn it over at that point to the chair of the board of this committee to run the rest of the ceremony. Vic?
Not to worry, my speech is only about 45 minutes.
Yeah! Battery won't last that long. I got a spare.
Thank you for that introduction, General Aguilar. I appreciate it very much. I also want to recognize Major Glenn Ferguson, who's on Zoom, witnessing this nice event. And I'm pleased to also recognize Major General Sharon and his wife, Minnie, and Kailee Norris, our honoree, and her family, and also Major General Aguilar's wife, Karen. So thank you all for coming. Welcome to the celebration of the Marine Wife of the Year. Can you hear me all right? This is the Flying Leatherneck Foundation, Historical Foundation event, and it's one of our most important events of the year. And it's made possible by the wonderful generosity of Major Glenn Ferguson in honor of his wife Irene, as was mentioned. Now, it's fitting that we honor military wives, and specifically a Marine wife, because I'm the father of 3 daughters. I have no sons, and one of them is named Amber. That name will be prominent in the ceremony. And Amber is a lieutenant colonel in the Air Force Reserve and is an FBI special agent. And because of my having 3 daughters, I truly believe that women ought to run the world. The world would be a much safer place, I can assure you, and a better place. So, yes, it's true, Ginger Rogers did dance backwards in high heels with Fred Astaire. So you got to know that women have really got the talent. All right. So it's fitting that we award this award today to honor a military wife, a Marine wife, and like so many military wives, they hold down the family home, they work, they educate, they volunteer. The list is endless. I call them Wonder Women, and our choice this year is representative of all that our Marine wives do. So without further ado, and then I'll return to give a memento from the Flying Leatherneck Foundation at the conclusion of the ceremony. I want to introduce Lauren Huff, who will introduce our Marine Wife of the Year.
So, as they've mentioned, this year presented unique challenges and required a significant amount of flexibility from everyone involved with this award, from the museum, the Foundation, the committee, and Kailee, you and your family as well. So I just want to extend a huge debt of gratitude to everyone that's been involved in this process. Thank you, General Aguilar, Judge Bianchini, General Butcher. We really appreciate your support with this program, and we couldn't do this without your help and without your guidance. Thank you to Chuck and Nancy for all of your help with coordination here at the museum. And also Pat Laubach, who isn't able to be here today, but she has played a huge part in getting the word out about the award, as well as getting the information out about Kailee, our awardee. So thank you, Pat, for doing that, as well as Patrick for setting up the Zoom and the video so that Glenn or Major Ferguson could be a part of this today. And thank you to Major Ferguson and the entire Ferguson family who couldn't be here because of COVID concerns, but we have to protect you at all costs. So I'm glad you're able to join us via Zoom. And I also want to recognize the committee members who so diligently review all of the nominations and work so hard to select the deserving awardee year after year. It's never an easy choice, and there's a lot of deliberation that goes back and forth to make sure that we're choosing the right person who embodies everything that Irene Ferguson does. So just want to thank everyone. I know that we selected the right awardee this year in you, Kailee. And now I'd like to introduce Amber Bowman, the 2019 Irene Ferguson Marine Wife awardee.
I'm going to introduce the award, its purpose, Miss Kailee, and then present her plaque, picture, and the rest of the citation that will be posted for a year in the museum. The purpose of the Irene Ferguson Marine Wife Recognition Award is to honor and highlight the resiliency, strength, and dedication that a United States Marine Corps wife embodies as she supports our military men and women, families, and communities. The award recognizes the wife of an active duty Marine whose husband serves in a unit having a home base located in the United States Marine Corps Southwest region of the United States. In the past, little recognition was given to the trials and tribulations of the service wife who made it possible for her husband to pursue his service career for the benefit of our nation. In the last decade, the stress and strain on the family has perhaps been greater than ever before. The Flying Leatherneck Historical Foundation strongly believes the community support and public awareness of the service and sacrifice of the military wife and family is important. The Flying Leatherneck Historical Foundation has created the Irene Ferguson Marine Wife Recognition Award in memory of Irene Ferguson, wife of Major Glenn Ferguson, United States Marine Corps retired. The spirit of this award is captured in the words of Major Glenn Ferguson. My wife's passing gave me pause to reflect on the nearly 6.5 wonderful decades we shared together. In doing so, I recognized that in all the museums I had visited, all the parks I had walked through, and all the buildings I had been in, none included a tribute honoring the life of commitment and sacrifice made by service wives in support of their husbands. Their men frequently left for distant lands where they usually led busy lives, sometimes in exciting or dangerous times. Many were awarded medals and received accolades from their fellow servicemen. Their feats were often extolled in the newspaper and magazines. Unsung were the wives left behind. These steadfast women nurtured and educated their children, cared for them in times of sickness, and soothed their fears when daddy was gone. There are no medals or monuments to attest to their trials, tribulations, and victories. The 2020 Irene Ferguson Marine Wife Recognition Award recipient is Miss Kailee Norris. Miss Norris is the happy wife of Lieutenant Colonel Drew Norris, who took command of VMM 163, the Eagle Eyes, aboard MCAS Miramar in September of 2018. Lieutenant Colonel Norris will be a Marine of 20 years on August 12th, and they will be celebrating their 20th wedding anniversary a week later on August 19th. Miss Norris is the proud mother of Allie, Jackson, and Emily. The Norris family will be traveling in a couple of days to take Allie to Texas A&M to start her freshman year. Jackson is 16 years old, going into his junior year, and recently issued his driver's license and is an avid lacrosse player. The youngest, Emily, is starting her freshman year in high school this fall and is also a ballet dancer. Kailee will be going back to school this fall, teaching second grade full-time at St. Michael's in Poway. The Norris family has PCS 10 times over the last 20 years. And an interesting fact for Miss Kailee is that with their first child, she was pregnant in 3 states. The family has gone through 5 deployments, most recently the 11th MEU that returned in November of 2019. Kailee shared with me that managing 3 teenagers during a deployment this time was harder than having toddlers and preschoolers. Kailee's hobbies include reading, which she especially enjoys at the beach or outside in her own backyard under the San Diego sunshine. Luckily, the moderate and pleasant weather in San Diego is her favorite item to be, or favorite and most thankful thing at this duty station assignment as well. Kailee shares this hobby and watching shows on Bravo with their dog Chloe, as well as Gilmore Girls. Chloe seems to be an avid participant of that hobby too, of sharing shows with Miss Kailee. Kailee was nominated for heroic service to her family, the military family, and her community volunteerism and leadership. Not only does she teach primary childhood education, Kailee also teaches Sunday school with her church. Kailee often volunteers with Delta Gamma sorority alumni and has been a fundraising lead for her son's lacrosse team. It is truly an honor to introduce Miss Kailee Norris as the 2020 Irene Ferguson Marine Wife recognition. She truly embodies the characteristics of resiliency, strength, and dedication of a United States Marine wife. As a wife, mother, educator, and community volunteer and leader, you are inspiring and so deserving of this award. Lieutenant Colonel Norris was quoted in her nomination saying, "One of my favorite things about Kailee is that she is a great mother. She nurtures the children without spoiling, cares and listens without acting like a peer, and sets an example as a faithful Catholic." When I asked Kailee a couple of days ago if there was anything I had missed, her only reply to me is that she was grateful we were able to be flexible so that all of her children, especially Allie, could be here before taking her to college. And without further ado, we are going to make sure that this plaque that has Kailee's name on there is going to be hanging in the museum for the next year. And if you could join me up here, I'm going to read the citation that we have and that is accompanying your photo that will also be in the museum. Kailee Norris is a 2020 recipient of the Irene Ferguson Wife Recognition Award, and she is being honored for her steadfast commitment to her family, the community, and the Marine Corps. Kailee has distinguished herself as a mother, an educator, a team leader with BMN 163 Eagle Eyes Family Readiness Program, and a volunteer with St. Michael's Catholic Church and the Delta Gamma Sorority Alumni Association. As a team advisor for the Eagle Eyes, Kailee interacts with Marine sailors and family members to foster a welcoming and inclusive environment within the squadron. She consistently displays personal initiative and a can-do attitude to better the readiness of the squadron, to provide for the active duty personnel, and to assist her fellow spouses. While supporting her husband's Marine Corps career, Kailee works as a substitute teacher and a Sunday school teacher at her church. She is also actively involved in her children's educational and extracurricular activities. In all cases, Kailee demonstrates a genuine interest and compassion for others. Her success-oriented advocacy, coupled with her kindness and empathy, are a testament to her character. The Flying Leatherneck salutes Kailee Norris as an exceptional Marine wife, mother, community volunteer, and leader. She is an inspiration to all who know her. Kailee's commitment to our country, the community, and her family is in keeping with the highest traditions of the United States Marine Corps. And that will be on display for the next year. There are, in addition to the plaque that will be on display at the museum, the photo with the write-up, we have some gifts that are being presented to Miss Kailee. This origami owl necklace, which looks similar to mine but in her own, is a gift that is given from Miss Katie, the granddaughter of Major Glenn Ferguson, to every recipient. So you have your own necklace here. And every awardee is also given a plate that is engraved as the 2020 Irene Ferguson Marine Spouse of the Year. And then Miss Kailee was already given, and I don't have a presentation, a monetary check that is for every recipient.
Actually, she hadn't been given her check yet, and that's for me to do. And the check this year has been increased at the request of Major Ferguson because we were unable to give you the ceremony we normally give you. So the check this year is for $2,000. And here it is.
Thank you, Amber, for such a warm introduction. I know you had a really busy week, and I appreciate your taking the time to put that together. Thank you, General Aguilar, for your kind words today and our mail correspondence that we've shared. Thank you, Mr. Bianchini, for your work with the Flying Leatherneck Historical Foundation. Of course, I want to thank Mr. Glenn Ferguson for joining with the Flying Leatherneck Historical Foundation to create this award in your wife's honor. I feel very honored to be receiving this, and it's incredibly special to know it was created to honor your late wife, but also recognizes all of us who serve in our own way as Marine wives. I'd like to thank Kelly Richardson for nominating me, Sergeant Major Smith, Major Whitlow, Sarah Whitlow, and Teresa Lee for their help in deciding what to say about me to make it seem like I deserve this. Thank you also to Lauren and the rest of the committee for selecting me for this honor. I've had the pleasure of knowing and volunteering with two of the past recipients, Jamie and Cindy. I've read the bios for the others, and I'm very humbled to be listed among such good company. I want to thank everybody especially for making this happen during the current pandemic and using processes different than what you would normally do. I appreciate your flexibility and thank you all for being so accommodating so we could be here today and even have my mom and sisters also on the Zoom call. I've been blessed to know and learn from exceptional women throughout the last 20 years that I've been a Marine wife. I'm still in touch with the first Marine wife who took me under her wing as a major's wife while my husband was a lieutenant at TBS in Quantico. From Diane, I learned to be welcoming to everyone, and that by being an active volunteer in my community, I could offer support to causes important to me and also make friends. Marine wife friends are the only people who truly understand our hectic, often unpredictable schedules, frequent moves, a husband that is sometimes away for months at a time, and managing everything for your family anyway, even with these challenges and being far away from family support. I also recognize that I owe some of my dearest friendships to my children. Mom friends are also a special category of people, and I volunteered with some of the best of them in schools and in support of my children's extracurricular activities in North Carolina, Arizona, California, Virginia, and now again, California. So thank you to my children for choosing good people with wonderful moms for friends, because I'd be a lot lonelier without them, and of course without all of you. I already mentioned Kelly, who nominated me for this award. She was the DRC during my husband's most recent deployment. I know for a fact that my husband did, so I'm going to assume that Kelly maybe also sometimes inwardly rolled her eyes or silently groaned because the CO's wife had another great idea. Thank you for making me feel like a valued member of our tribe. I appreciate yours and the Sergeant Major's initiative to submit my name for this recognition. I also want to thank our Eagle Eyes Marines and their spouses for their participation in squadron activities. All the planning and volunteering would be pointless if they didn't show up, and hopefully they've seen that showing up can be fun and yield valuable friendships. I know I will carry many fond memories and friendships from our time in the squadron. In closing, I also want to thank my husband, Drew, for marrying me, making me eligible to be recognized as a Marine wife. I know you gave Kelly a lot of the information that she used to nominate me, and I forgive you both for keeping that a secret. Your pride in serving as a Marine, but even more in serving your Marines, inspires me to be better and to do more. I'm proud to be a Marine wife, but more than that, to be your wife, and I look forward to whatever the future holds for our family. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, well that concludes our ceremony for today. It was rather short because of the COVID, but I think that all the ladies, the spouses that spoke, really demonstrate how exceptional our Marine wives are. I'll include my wife, if I may, General Butcher's wife. And it's a pleasure for the foundation to be able to participate and support the Irene Ferguson Award. For those that joined us on Zoom, thank you so much for joining us to make this a special event for Kailee and her family. We wish we could invite you to the bar, but we'll have to eat and drink all by ourselves. So thank you all very much for joining us.